This is 30 and Nerdy Afternoon Delight. My name is David.
I'm AJ.
I'm Brady.
And I was thinking about something like all week, and I was like, I cannot wait to just kind of talk about this. Because I thought about it, and I was like, man, how much crap do we stick in our bodies? Not talking about, like, smoking or whatever, but I'm talking about, like, just food and all the processed stuff that we... And how, like...
I eat a lot of it for me.
Yeah.
So, what's grinding David's gears this week?
Well, it's not that. It's just I was thinking about it because I had one line that I really wanted to say, and I was thinking, because it really, when do you become what you actually eat? Like, when do you? Because I mean, it takes a long time to eat this stuff and have it affect you in the arteries or whatever. You can eat a lot of crap, and your body can deal with a lot of stuff for a good amount of time before it finally succumbs.
Surprisingly fast.
I don't know. For me, it started when I was 5. So,
But I mean, you've eaten somewhat bad and somewhat good in your life. But I mean, you're not dying of a heart attack, is what I'm saying right now. You're not.
I will in like 5 years.
Yeah, but that's from the stress. That's not from the food.
That's probably true.
But really, the whole entire reason I thought about that, and I was like, because I thought about back when I was working and just being single and working over at Hy-Vee or working over
Overnights?
No, whatever. When I went to work at the pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, because we always, and when I was in the apartment with Mike and Brian, and they would always, we just eat out all the time. We never. And I just was thinking about that, but then I had a funny line in my head. And then I thought, well, we are what we eat. That's why I'm a vagina. And AJ is a dick. And Brady's an asshole. And I've been sitting on that all week.
That's us. That's 30 and Nerdy in a nutshell.
There you
I was like, that'll be a funny line to say. I was sitting on that from like Monday. It's like, I can't wait till Saturday night. And I get to use that line.
This week I've been a pizza roll because that's all I've eaten this week. About 120 of them, and they're all gone.
They are delicious, though.
God,
as long as you don't eat them right when they pop out of the microwave, because then that's a mistake.
Microwave? Fucking bake them.
I did a microwave.
I can't wait that long.
I was hungry.
Yeah, I can't wait. They're too good.
I always bake them so then they get the crispy outer shell.
See, what you do is since you're impatient, you stick a few in the microwave and the rest in the oven.
For an hors d'oeuvre.
Be like, it's kind of like a
Whores divorce.
Back in the olden days, the biblical times, you serve the bad wine. Technically, you're supposed to serve the good wine first, but since we don't live in the biblical times, you can serve the bad ones, so you eat the better ones at the end.
Yeah.
Or so they drink the bad one more, and then you have more good one left over.
Yeah, that's the way you should do it, but
even though I could probably drink 4 bottles of wine, no problem.
Ugh.
Like I'll drink one by myself, and it's like I barely feel it.
I can't drink
I can
wine.
still feel my emotions.
it has to be a certain type of wine, like a dessert wine I can do, but
Yeah.
otherwise I don't like it.
I like most
I don't like it.
all wines.
I don't like it.
I like a sweet white or a very, very, very dry red. Like so dry it makes you cringe.
Ugh.
So does dry mean like
ladies' vaginas.
sour?
No.
It leaves a dry feeling in your mouth.
Yeah. It doesn't linger. It's kind of hard to... It's like describing... I'm sure it's not hard to describe. I'm not a sommelier. But, yeah, it's really... It does make your mouth feel dry. Think of it like a piano.
It's kind of...
Like you press one foot pedal and it makes it last longer, and you press another one and it deadens it.
It's kind of like a tart sensation when you eat something tart and then like it feels like your teeth when they scrape together are like 2 pieces of roughened porcelain.
Like my great uncle's winery, they have a Sauvignon Blanc. That's delicious. Oh man. Welcome to NPR Wine Talk. My name is Sebastian.
I'm Fraser. And I'm listening.
Does that make me Niles?
Yep. I'm the dog.
Eddie?
Yeah.
He had the best life.
That's what all the people say. Oh man. I'd shut this off if I was a listener. Yeah.
But let's get into what we've been playing or doing
Yeah, let's
since,
fucking do it.
because I really, with my wife's grandma passing away and being up in Minnesota for Thanksgiving, coming back, then going back up, which the funny thing is Jess's work only gave her 1 day off. My work for not my grandma, I could take 3 days off if I wanted. I only took 2, but
They're probably like, we don't need you that much. do
yeah,
we?"
that's probably true. That is for certain. So I haven't really had a chance to play much of anything because I basically came home. I worked a couple of days. I would go to home. I'd work, come home, try and run a marathon to get to the kids to the bed, get myself in bed, go back to work.
Yeah.
Same thing. Then go to work, come home, drive for 8 or 4 hours, and go be up in Minnesota for a while.
Going like a busy bee.
Yep.
Jeez.
So the only thing I really did was listen to podcasts because I had 4 hours up, 4 hours down, and many hours of just sitting around doing nothing because I wanted to watch some battle reports, but
What is that?
those are like where people will play Warhammer and I just watch where because my favorite is Tabletop Tactics, and they're a bunch of British guys.
Totally
and they're hilarious, and they also are really good at it. So like I watched a couple where it's like the Drakari, your army versus somebody else, and then so in the beginning they'll each kind of say, here's my army, here's my list, here's how I think it synergizes and stuff like that, and here's why I equip this. And then the other guy goes and they kind of talk about their army, and then they roll, they say what the objectives are and what the mission's going to be, and then you just watch for 2.5 hours people rolling dice. I think it's great. A lot of people probably would find it boring. But
It depends. Are you a Warhammer 40,000 player?
I am.
So
you go.
there you go. You probably enjoy it.
Yep.
It's like when my parents saw me watching Magic tournaments. Like, why are you watching people play that? Like, why do you watch golf? Oh, okay.
I think that's one of my favorite memes where the guy is making fun of the other person watching somebody on YouTube play, and then he goes to sit in the living room and sit down with like his jersey watching an NFL football game. There's a disconnect. They just don't understand. It's the same thing, but in their eyes, you're a nerd, and so therefore
Yeah.
less
Yeah,
than.
and I'm a rockin' jock. Hoo-ah! Look at me, I got muscles, and I got the babes in high school, and I probably ran a touchdown or two. Ooh, yeah, it's about to get real.
Is this Hulk Hogan?
I don't know why.
I got to
don't
pick
know.
on Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's awesome.
I don't know. He's just
Yeah.
a big muscle bound. All the little Hulksters know.
Here's my favorite. Still is. But so since I
No, I like Chris Benoit. He really killed it in the ring.
now you
Man.
should stop listening.
Nah. Nah.
No, I was always a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan as a kid.
Oh, you were a young kid.
Oh hell yeah! he flipped
John-
people off, said hell, and drank beer.
John 3:16.
Stone Cold, or what is it?
You know, he's a wife beater.
Stone Cold 316, or what was it?
Because Stone Cold said so.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, what was it? Because it's John 316, but it's not John 316. It's Stone Cold 316. That just doesn't sound right.
I have no idea.
I can't remember. I didn't watch the
wasn't a super
WWE, WWF back when he was there. I only watched it when I was a kid when I wasn't supposed to. Then I lost Zalure once. I got to
It
10.
my like for it came back more now because it was like I want something dumb
Yeah,
and
that's-
entertaining, and that's what WWE stands for. W, dumb, W and E, entertaining.
Huh. Thank you.
Yep,
But
you're welcome.
the podcast I listened to was when because I was looking for a 40K one just because I wanted to listen to something because I'm just in that kick right now where I want to listen to all the lore and all the whatever. And so I found one that was said like Beers and Bolters or something like that, and it's supposed to be a 30K podcast that had 2 podcasts or 2 recordings from like 2016, and that was it. It's like, well, I'm not gonna not gonna mess with you guys. Plus, I tried to listen to it, and it sounded exactly like our first couple episodes, where you talk, and you kind of hear the sound go up, and then all of a sudden there's just nothing. It's dead.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I listened. I was like, oh,
those are
this
people
is awful.
that cut their losses.
Yeah, we didn't.
We should have.
But then I found one that's called The Independent Character, and it's really cool. It has 3 guys who have been in the hobby since about the 80s, probably. And I mean, they sound young, but I'm assuming they're probably in their early 40s.
Damn.
And they have a lot of, I mean, they aren't rich, but they spend a lot of their free money on
That's their
hobby.
hole.
Yeah. And because they'll talk about, oh, yeah, I just sold this whole entire army of like 4,000 points. And then I bought this other army, and now I need to paint it up. Because that's, and the thing that I love about it is because the first about hour and a half of the show is just them talking about, you know, what they've done hobby progress wise. I painted this, and I did this, and then I did this. And then they'll talk about games that they played. And then that's when the actual real show starts, and they'll do different things. Like they have a show of force, which I'm listening to right now about the Death Watch. And they'll go through each army, and they'll be like, Death Watch, and here's what it is. Here's all the lore for it. Here's why this is the way it is. And then they'll go through, and they'll say, here's some of my favorite units and why they're my favorite units, why I'd run them with this army. So I just like it because it just gives you a different perspective, because I'm awful at building lists. And so, like, they believe in the power of 3. And so, kind of, if you take something heavy supportish or stuff like that, you don't want to just have one of it.
Yeah.
Because then it just is, if it's
sense.
gone. Oop. So I really like, I've been like, I believe in the power of 3. So it's like, I need to get 3 of these. 3 of them. I need them. I need them yesterday. Whatever it is, even though it's probably something that's not going to work.
David's wife's out of nowhere checks the bank account.
David!
Why did we spend $180 at this store I've never heard of?
Power 3!
It's your Christmas present.
Honey, if you don't believe in the power of 3, you don't believe in me.
And she's like, I don't believe in you.
Oh.
Did you ask her for any Warhammer stuff for
No,
Christmas?
we're not going to, because we usually do just the kids.
Oh.
Because all it turns into is just, oh, I bought you this thing, and you bought me this, and we could have bought it whenever we really wanted to, so what's the point of doing it on Christmas?
Yeah.
So it's just...
It's the thought that counts.
I understand, but the thought is, well, buy things for the kids, because it's nice and it's fun.
Yeah, I told my parents, and I'm like, I want like one game, but anything else you think I might enjoy, you can get me, but I don't want anything.
Yeah.
And all my friends, I'm like, either get me a party-sized bag of sour cream and cheddar Lay's or candy.
One year, I really nailed it for him, and I got him a 6-pack of toilet paper.
Yep.
And some cigarettes. Take these, Johnny boy. Smoke them up.
They're great.
I don't get it.
That's from the Breakfast Club.
Oh. I prefer lunch.
You would.
God damn it. You are here with the zingers tonight.
Yeah. You can call them that.
That still reminds me of the one, I don't know if you remember, but we were sitting in here, it was sometime, I think, either in the really kind of cool days, but not like winter cold. Maybe it was winter cold, I can't remember. But we were at your house many years ago, and there's a Molly Ringwald movie, and they were showing like the credits going into the movie, and then it showed this thing that looked like a placenta, or like a
Plancetta?
No,
Poinsettia.
no, like the
Little green poinsettia.
I'm trying to think, but it looks like a mushroom basically, but it's like basically it looked like the head of a penis, but you weren't sure if you were looking at it, and then all of a sudden like stuff sprayed out of it, and you're like, did I just, and then flip to like the next scene, you're like, did I just see what I think I saw? And then the opening of the movie started that Molly Ringwald's character was pregnant. You're like, yep, I saw what I thought I saw.
So it was the internal view of a
Apparently,
wiener
yes.
coming to fruition?
Yes.
Wow.
And they showed it on daytime
Coming
television.
to
Oh.
fruition.
There you go.
Showed it on daytime television in America.
We can get away with this.
Nobody's watching right now. I was watching,
At my house.
and I was shocked.
Were you appalled?
I was shooketh, as Brady would say.
Shucketh.
I would say that.
I have it on record somewhere in one of the 30 Nerdy archives that you said shooketh.
I'll believe it. God.
I don't know. Sometimes people say weird things on this podcast, like, I'm going to eat this tree.
I never say anything weird.
That's true.
Never.
Except for
It's
your
because-
multiple use of whores.
Yeah,
That's not weird.
it definitely
You're like
is.
Frank from It's
Because
Always
the way
Sunny.
you say it, you're like,
You just got to lean into it, as Brady
You're
likes
like-
to say.
Whores.
you know. So instead of saying like working lady or anything else, you're like, so these whores.
Call a spade, AJ.
You're like, I'm going to marry that whore.
Make that whore my wife. Would you like an egg in this trying time?
But anyway, that's what I have been doing. I didn't really play anything. I just today played a little bit of Red Dead Redemption. I was really upset because I was really getting the itch to play Far Cry 5, but I deleted it so that I would have room for something else. I don't know what. And I was like, gosh dang it, David, why'd you do that?
I don't know.
You're probably like, you're not going to play
4
this.
Yeah.
terabytes of space. all right?
Terabytes?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you can do externals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
It's very nice.
Bought one back when I had the money.
I had the money.
What have you been up to, Andrew?
So I'm still stay-at-home dad. I'm stay-at-home dad full-time. So I really don't get much time to do anything that I would like to do. I don't get to see anybody. I don't get to talk to anybody. So a lot of my time is filled up with Umizoomi and Pokio.
Does she like Disney movies yet? Can you show like
I'm just like, hey, kids,
Lion
we're going to
King?
watch Thor Ragnarok. Yay, Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, she don't stand for that. She will get up and scream and yell and throw shit at you until you put something on that.
No,
she
just
likes.
pop in some earbuds. Go ahead and yell at me, kid.
wish
I can't
could
hear
do
you.
That. Just when I don't get my way, just throw things and not be a lunatic.
I fucking hate it. But I don't hate the stay-at-home dad. It's nice. It's good to connect with my kid. It's really nice.
But I'm sure many aspects of being a parent are mentally taxing.
Very.
And you're
very
okay to
much
say
so.
you hate it.
Parenting is rough.
It is poopy.
Wait till she has kids someday and you can be like, haha, sucks, doesn't it?
Now you know.
Yeah, they'll have robots to take care of kids by then, though.
Yeah. So anyway,
On Saturn.
when I do have a little bit
The
of free
moons of Saturn.
time,
Yeah.
and KJ's not hogging up the fucking Xbox.
I saw her yesterday online at 5 a.m. playing Fable.
Yep.
I think I saw her too. I was like, get it, KJ. Get it.
She beat it today, so now she's starting her journey on to Fable 3.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So anyway, whenever KJ isn't playing Fable 2, I'm generally playing Dead Cells because it's fast, it's easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's something that you can play.
There's no
quickly.
missions that might take
I really
5 minutes.
I really thought about picking it up because yesterday was the Game Awards, and I think it's like $16 or something like that on Xbox and
Yeah, it's
PlayStation. Well, I mean, because all the games that were shown were given some kind of special discount or something like that, just for
Oh, nice.
I think it's to make the Game Awards super special, so that way everybody tunes in. So they're like, oh, this is on special.
Now,
So,
But,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
Are the Game Awards the definitive,
I think they're getting that
award?
way.
Because every website has their own award, and
I think
so
it's
any
getting that
game
way, 'cause,
could
I mean-
slap game of the year on their box, and
Because if you see, I mean,
like
most
Gamer
of the,
Russia gave it Game of the Year.
well, because if you look at it this year, they had the top three. So they had Phil Spencer,
Sony guy,
Sony guy, and the
and,
Nintendo dude.
My body is ready.
Yeah,
Oh, what his name? Fizame, Reggie.
Reggie. There you go. Yeah, and I can't think of the PlayStation guy, but yeah, they had three big guys. And I mean, it just seems like everybody's kind of getting on board saying this is where we want to put all our eggs in the basket and have this be the bee's knees.
I'm cool with that.
Because like they had the guys from Blizzard for Give the Game of the Year award because they received it the year before that, or sometime they won, and so they kind of had them give out the award this year. And they also had a lot of different stuff, like they had some cool orchestra, because they had one before, but they did more orchestra stuff this year and kind of gamesy, but also not just like your standard classical orchestra, but kind of with some synth stuff and like one of those boxes that, has the
did they have like
lights and stuff like that?
A weird German dungeon synth EDM band play? That'd be cool.
I think they did. Something kind of like that. They had some cool stuff in there. So we'll talk about that. That's going to be our Christmas episode. Is we're going to kind of review more of the Game Awards and then our Game Awards. So I know everybody will tune in on that Christmas day. You won't have anything better to do.
No.
You want to get away from your family, so you might as well listen to 30 and Nerdy.
Yeah, get wasted and listen to us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Toke.
Yeah, I get high and listen to 30 and Nerdy.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
I get high and just edit it.
Smoke weed every day.
All it is just AJ dropping the F-bomb. 3 minutes and then that's the episode. Upload that. Merry Christmas.
Just a fuck supercut. Every time AJ's ever said fuck.
Well, if I was going to do that, I would just do it for everybody.
You know what would be great is if you made a supercut of all of the crazy shit that we've said. So it's like when it's like, oh fuck my ass, or oh shit in my dick, or oh cock sucking butt fucking. Shit
I think I used to do that. Stick it at the end of the episode when AJ would say something funny, and then I'd try and cut it together so it would sound like AJ said something he actually didn't.
Hey Brady, fuck my ass.
I think I did that one.
Yeah, you did. It was great. But yeah, really, I don't have much time to do anything. I have been reading late at night, so I cut into my next day's time by staying up late. But I'm reading The Talisman by Stephen King and Peter Straub, and it is straight up just
I thought Peter Straub was his
nope,
alter ego.
His alter ego is Richard Bachman.
There we go. Okay.
Peter Straub is a British horror writer.
I think the reason is because I always see their names together with Richard Bachman, and so I'm just putting one in place of the other.
It's totally fine. But it's straight up a Dark Tower book, so I'm having fun with it. My medicine, though, makes it very hard for me to concentrate and stay on task, so I end up falling asleep like halfway through pages.
See, that's the problem I have right now is just trying to get my mind to focus. I have to really be into the book. Like I just picked up. I just found last year's Christmas present for my mother-in-law was the Rift War Saga or something like that. That's where I got my name from World of Warcraft. Well, it was Valeru because it's some kind of elf or blah, blah, whatever. Love the story. But I have to really, really, really want to be into it. Or else I just find myself wandering and thinking, I wonder if I should probably just get up and start painting or something like that. Or I need to go do this. And all of a sudden I'm like, I was just reading a book. And now I'm like 5 minutes into this thought that I...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm having such a difficult issue tonight. Like right now, my medicine is just kicking my ass. Like I'm feeling good, but at the same time, I'm...
Out of it?
Yeah.
Well,
Man.
do you want me to say what I've been up to?
No, because I'm not done.
Okay.
I've also been pooping a lot. All right, you go.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
So, I've been playing a lot more Battlefield 5. As of this recording, I'm up to level 26 with, 40 hours played. Something like that. And my opinion has changed since we last talked about it. I still like the game, but it is completely broken and unfinished. After an hour of playing, you're like, okay. If it wasn't for playing with friends, it would be like, I'll never touch this game.
Yep.
Just because the map selection, it's like there's 8 maps, and they all feel like a chore to play through, except for maybe 2 of them. But I mean, the gunplay is still there, even though there's time to kill issues, or like you'll shoot somebody for 90 and they'll shoot you like in half a second, kill you. So the time to kill and time to death are bad.
It always seems like that in the beginning of where they need to tinker with stuff that they just never messed with. Like it was the same thing in Battlefield, or Call of Duty, Infinite, or any of them.
Yeah,
really, it's like you're sitting there shooting them and you're plugging them, and then all of a sudden they just turn around and bloop, bloop.
Blast you. Probably because they have some perk that you don't. But it's still fun. But they need to do. There's a lot of work they need to put into it to make it be what I would think is a full-fledged game
instead of a
because
beta.
On the 4th they were supposed to have their first Tides of War thing come out, which is their ongoing DLC that they're dropping for it for free, and it was one map. I think it's called Panzerstorm, set in Belgium, supposed to represent the Blitzkrieg. So it can be like 7 tanks per side, which it gets pretty insane.
I do like how they do kind of teach a little bit of history, because even if the other side doesn't win, like if Germany ends up winning whatever battle that they did, and it's like, this is how it would have been had the Americans not, and
Well, Battlefield 1 had a lot more of that.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of assuming it was going to be the same in...
It is a little bit, but like in Grand Operations in Battlefield 1, they would have this big, huge lead up and story about it, but now it's just a black screen with text.
Oh, that's kind of poopy.
Yeah.
Lame.
You could tell this game was rushed to all hell. Because, I mean, it's been two years since Battlefield 1, and I feel like this game should have had at least another year of
But Brady, you know sophistication, so you need to accept this as the great product that it is.
I do. It is wonderful, and I love it.
Otherwise, you are a Neanderthal Philistine.
Yeah, I'm just not
worthy
smart
of
enough to get their game. And that's another thing. People are still talking about, women on the battlefield. And it's like, I completely understand historically where you're coming from, but as for me,
Stop whining.
I don't care. It's a game.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
If you're looking for a super... I don't even know a game that's going to be super accurate on... It's not there.
But it's like,
It's like looking for a movie based on a book that's good. Or it's wholly accurate in a way that would make all the fans happy. And it's just not... It's not there. It doesn't exist.
I also feel like it's cool that they're kind of following somewhat loosely the timeline of the war. So at the very beginning, Germany was invading everybody around them. That's why you're in Norway a lot. But it's still like, it'd be nice to go to France or Stalingrad. I hope Stalingrad happens, but with where that was in the actual timeline of the war, we're not going to get that till the next game comes out. And especially like Pacific Front with America.
Shit.
That'd be nice, but it's all like, these battles are fine, but it's not those famous ones that you
expect.
Yeah. Which I hate to be talking that lightly about such horrible events, but
yeah, you do kind of expect to see those main hits. It'd be like the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one to, fun.
You'd expect.
You hate to use these terms like you said, but you expect these kind of D-Day, 101st Airborne dropping in.
Yep.
If you're going to play a single player section of the game, you'd expect like either the 101st Airborne, or you'd expect the people who came in whatever the boats and the thing dropping down. You expect Saving Private Ryan is basically what you expect.
And I understand they've already tread that water before and they don't just want to rehash stuff, but it'd be nice for a little bit of rehashing.
Just for some action.
Yeah. Just like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna go invade Sicily.
Sweet.
Yeah, no. And the gun selection's really limited. There's a lot of fun guns in there. Some of them are carried over from BF1. But I don't know, it's honestly at this point I'd give it a 5 out of 10. And I'm a huge Battlefield fan. I've been playing since Bad Company 1.
Yeah. Bad Company, that was a good one.
They're awesome games. But I don't know. Like I said last time, if you're a Battlefield fan, you probably already have it. And if not, I would say don't get it yet.
Yeah.
But it's still, there's nothing more fun than playing with friends and like calling out. Like me and friend Ryan last night, we were the last 2 online playing, and we were both snipers. We would just sit next to each other and call out. and we get to a point where we were sniping at the same person together. So it was like kind of confusing for the enemy because they're like, oh, we're getting sniped by one guy. It's like, and then me and this one guy, we were 600 meters apart because I had a rangefinder, and it was like a gentleman's handshake. Like, we're gonna stand here, not move, not take cover until somebody kills each other. And I was literally aiming almost to the bottom of my reticle just to get close to him, and yeah, it was literally, you could see it drop. I couldn't hit him because there's so much fun. Like mirage effect too.
That's why I love Battlefield over Call of Duty. It's just that bullet drop makes it so much more fun, much more interesting.
Black Ops 4 has bullet drop now,
I know,
but it's been in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been until Black Ops 4. It hasn't been. It's just been, and I don't know how they coded it, whether it actually took time to travel or whether it just you shot and then all of a sudden it appeared where it was supposed to be.
That's how a lot of old shooters were. Like Halo 2 was like that, and then Halo 3 it was actual
bullet traveling through space and time.
Call of Duty had bullet travel.
Okay, I wasn't sure when they started doing it because I know they did it the old way, but I wasn't sure when it.
Yeah, that's why in Halo 3 the battle rifle feels worse than Halo 2's, is because it's not an instant.
Yeah,
it's fun. Like I watched this AA gun just shooting at this bomber that was coming out, and the bomber kamikazed him and slammed in, and I was like 10 feet away. I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. But other than that, of course, Destiny. Grinded. I played like 6 hours of the same Nightfall strike, trying to get one weapon, and it finally happened.
Do you have Black Armor yet?
No, I don't have the money. And the way it sounds is it's level gated because they upped the power to 650.
Yep.
And the first forge was started at 420 or 620 or 610.
Yeah.
And it ended at 630. So I was thinking it was 610. But people were like, "Oh yeah, day one we're gonna hop in and forge some badass weapons." Like, nope, you're not high enough level. Grind your normal dailies and weeklies. Except for all the top tier PvE players, they could do it, but it's like,
I mean, how many normies are like that?
Not many. But people are like bitching about it. It's like, this DLC sucks. Like, technically, it's not DLC in the main normal sense of the word. It's just a content drop. Like, here's more stuff. It's not this big, huge. Yeah, there's new weapons and they're awesome, but it's like, there's more stuff to do now. And there's a new raid. It was beaten in an hour and a half instead of 19.
Yep.
That's funny. Yeah. That reminds me, I'm kind of looking forward to WoW Classic. I know it's not going to be till next year sometime. And I'm really hoping that it'll be the same kind of subscription. If you buy one, you can do both. Kind of like the test realm where you have access to it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even mind if they made me pay another $19 for, hey, here's WoW Classic, just because I know all the time that they've had to sink into reversing everything back as close as they can to patch whatever.
Man, just get the original code and slap a new coat of paint on it.
Well, that's what they tried, but it was like all the infrastructure had changed, and then they found some person's like directory that had the actual file that they needed for most of the assets.
You're saying that games can't continuously be made on a out-of-date engine just because it's easy
Fallout
to use?
76.
Bethesda.
I think this is going to be the thing that kicks them into, going, okay, this has to go the way of the dodo, and we have to, because look at Red Dead Redemption.
Stop it with the Gamebryo. Just fucking
Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 are being built on the Creation engine.
Is that different than...
No.
Oh, it's the same one?
Same engine. And the reason was, Todd said, because...
If it ain't broke, don't fix it?
Because modders know how to use it, and because it's easy for them to use.
Well,
sometimes things aren't supposed to be easy.
We aren't going to the moon because it is easy, but because it is hard. Build a new goddamn engine.
Either that
though the one thing I will say is that Elder Scrolls 6...
Just get Unreal. Just fucking license Unreal.
It won't be as bad as Fallout 76, I think, because it'll feel like a lived-in world.
Yeah.
Where there's NPCs, and I think that's the huge problem with Fallout 76 is that there's nobody. There's just holotapes and mutants.
Yeah.
And I think even if they had just done a tiny, tiny smattering of people, since it was just the you're coming out of the vault for the very first time in the first however many initial years after the bombs have dropped.
Yeah.
That you just have a tiny, very few settlements, like 2, 3. It still will feel more lived in than
that game's
and not having
ultimate
VATS.
destroying bugs that's been
Oh my God,
reported. And then there was a bug outside of the game where a lot of people were pissed off because the power armor helmet was supposed to come with this really nice canvas bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they shipped it out with this nylon plastic piece of shit bag.
And content creators were getting the really nice canvas heavy bag.
Yeah.
Oh, were they?
Oh, yep.
But that was before. That was like in the lead up to it coming out.
Uh-huh.
So now Bethesda's finally like, all right, we'll give you guys the canvas bag. Well, here's what happened when they did this. Somehow, if you reported a ticket, you were able to see everybody's tickets. You could see the cards that they used to pay for the game. You could see all of their personal information. You could see their addresses. You could see phone numbers. You could see names. You could see everything.
Yep. Every sensitive piece of information you don't want people to have.
Yep. And everybody who reported a ticket in this time frame was able
Basically
to
doxed.
Yep.
Pretty much. Like
Well,
Bethesda-
not only were they
man.
doxxed, but they were doxing because somebody saw my information, but I saw everybody else's information.
It's kind of like a Mexican standoff. Like, you're gonna steal my identity because I'll steal your fucking identity too.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Bethesda really shit the bed with this game. It should have just honestly never have happened, unless Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 are like 5, 6, 7 years into the future. Then, but it's like, come on.
Well, I think it's-
it seems like you almost have to try to fuck up this bad.
Well, I mean, and that's kind of
Yeah.
thinking of that. What is it? Sony not going to E3 next year? I think it's the dumbest thing in the world.
I think it just might be because they don't have anything to show.
I mean, it could be, but still, I mean, there has to be games that aren't going to be out yet that they could show. I mean, it could. I mean, for goodness sakes, whatever Disney or Nintendo even had the stupid just same 7 trailers that they played over and over and over. You could do something like that. Square Enix, that's right.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, here's the same trailer that we played in everybody else's conference, but it's in ours. I mean, you can do something, anything. I mean, you're Sony. You can slap something together that looks good.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
So
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's dumb.
There's a lot of garbage heap that's happening with gaming right now. So
I just think they need to quit, even though they won't. Pump as much money out of this shit as possible and make complete games. Because if you keep fucking us over like this, people aren't going to buy your game.
how do you think the Dreamcast died?
Because it didn't have a LAN and a Blu-ray. I know it did have LAN.
Yeah.
It didn't have the Blu-ray player.
The Dreamcast?
Yeah, it just had you could play DVDs, but you couldn't play.
No, it didn't.
Or it didn't have
it.
the DVD player. Blu-ray wasn't around
Blu-ray
No,
wasn't
I was
around.
gonna say.
Blu-ray was a twinkle
No.
in Sony's eye.
Because PlayStation 2 came out when, in regards to, well, I'm going to look that up because I can't remember.
PlayStation 2 came out when people were just starting to buy DVD players.
That's right.
So it was more cost effective just to buy the PlayStation 2 and have a gaming console with your DVD player.
Yep, and that's right because I was getting ahead of my time. But
PS3 and
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
Cheapest Blu-ray player at the time. Well, maybe.
well, because then
Maybe
Nintendo,
after a couple years when it wasn't
$599.99
$600.
USD.
and then it was also the really well. Now it's not so much anymore because everything's going digital. But back then it was at least quote unquote wherever the porn industry went was where And I mean, and they stuck behind Blu-ray instead of Microsoft's HD DVD, which was dumb because you had to buy the extra peripheral for it instead of having it just stock on.
I really wanted because I'm a big fan of peripherals. I just loved how sleek the box looked.
Yeah, it did look really nice.
And I mean, it was nice quality, but
Format died.
Yep.
It's really funny. Neighbor across the street from me at that time, Austin.
Okay, yeah.
His dad, he was 100% on the HD DVD
DVD.
train, so he had an HD DVD player, and every single HD DVD that came out.
There wasn't
and
many.
Yeah,
No.
The only one I remember is Batman Begins, or whatever the very first Batman was.
yeah.
Because I remember them talking about how the cool things, like you'd be able to go in depth and watch about the scenes that they're shooting in kind of
They're just
director
bonus
cuts.
features.
Yeah,
We
basically.
already have those.
But I mean, it was new because it was in the style of like the Blu-ray and HD DVD instead of just DVD, where it's like you have to go to a certain menu and hit it and go.
So it's like a super commentary.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
It's like these laser discs way of the future.
Now porn's pretty much digital only.
Yep.
So
So now you don't have to worry about. You can go for whatever format you want.
Yeah, I wonder if they still have those porn rooms in family videos.
they sure do.
There's how many family videos are there? I know there's one out on
There's
Urbandale.
one in Altoona, one on the east side, one. I
It's
think
we're right across from that
There's one in
Bebop's.
West Des Moines.
they're still around. I bet you.
Yeah, because Ankeny
Yeah,
used to have one, and then
years,
I
they won't
think Faith staged some kind of protest, and then they got rid of their adult section.
Well,
I can kind of understand. I wouldn't want to take my kids into a place where they could potentially see something. Just like because when I was a kid, I would always try and
Oh yeah.
peek into the magazine racks
Me
that had the
too.
brown paper bags on them, just to see a boobie. I didn't know what I was trying to
The
see, but I
lengths-
knew I wanted to see it.
As a kids, the lengths we went to see boobs.
I don't know what I
Oh,
want.
man.
I don't know what's under that bag, but I want to see it. But I do have something that does grind my gears.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Uh,
Best holiday. I think it's the best holiday of the year.
hold on, because we're not going to call it grind my gears since that's Family Guy. What's the name of the vault in Superman? Like the jail cell?
I have no fucking clue.
Gosh.
I don't know.
You know what puts
Solitude.
you?
Phantom Zone? Let me see here. The Phantom Zone is a fictional dimensional. Yep, okay, so Phantom Zone. Okay, we're calling it the Phantom Zone because that's nerdier than
Okay.
The
whatever.
Shadow Realm.
Then the penalty box.
Yeah, than the penalty box. Because we're not sports people. I mean, I like sports, but, you know, I could take it or leave it most days.
What's stuck in David's craw?
Yeah. But I had on Thanksgiving, I found, because I really wanted to make a certain character that wasn't in, like, that GW doesn't make for my Blood Angels army, because it's a guy called Slamgunius. And he's like, he has a Thunderhammer and a Storm Shield. And he
What's
can.
his name?
They call him Slamgunius. Because it's Sanguinius is the like the prime
Gunius?
yeah, Slam, because he has a hammer and he just beats the piss out of everybody.
Oh.
Dude, that sounds like
That's
a
cool.
sweet Gorgrind band.
Because I mean, he can take down a Primarch. Like if you put him up against Mortarion and he goes first, you can give him a certain relic that does a flat 4 damage, and he can re-roll like his hits, and he hits on 2s, and also probably he's probably wounding on at least maybe 3s, maybe 4s if it's Mortarion. But if he gets through, he can basically wipe out a Primarch in 1 turn. And so that's why the name. So, but there's really cool different. So you make your own models basically, and there's the Age of Sigmar has these ones that are called Stormcast Eternals. Something I can't remember what the last name on that is, but they have really cool wings. And so I wanted to make a Stormcast Eternal into Slamgunius. So on Thanksgiving, I saw that they had like for $13 on eBay, they had just 3 bits that would make 3 different Stormcast Eternals, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it. Somehow in my eBay account, they had my old address, but it wasn't my old address; it just was my street. Like it was sending it to 2600 Columbia Street, which I didn't live on 2600, which was on the way other end of it. Like there wasn't even a house that was 2600. So I didn't want it to come and then get sent back and have to pay extra shipping, which I should have just done that because it would have been way cheaper. Because then I was like, okay, fine, I'll do this thing, and you can intercept it, but it takes money. So it's like about $20 to intercept. Okay, so now this model that was going to cost $13 now costs $33. Still not bad because that's probably about the price if you bought an actual named model or non-named model, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped it the day before. I did the intercept thing like the day before it was supposed to come, and it said it was in Des Moines. I was like, okay, so it'll make it to its way to Ankeny. It'll be a few days late, maybe, whatever. That was Thanksgiving. We are now on December 8th. and it made it so it was in Des Moines. Then it decided, you know what? Let's send this package to Texas. So they sent it all the way down to Texas. Came all the way back up.
This happened to me when I bought my phone. Like, it was in Des Moines, and I was like, sweet, I'm getting my phone. And then it's like, oh, there's an error with your shipping. And I was like, what do you mean? It's in Des Moines. Why is there an error? And then it gets sent to somewhere in fucking Missouri. And I'm like, what the fuck's happening? So my quick 2-day shipping turned into like 10-day shipping. And I'm like, come on, I need a fucking phone.
Well, so I'm about to, because the annoying thing is because it was here, and I was like, because it said it was in Ankeny or whatever, or Des Moines, or yeah, it said it was Ankeny, because you can't send it to your address, you can only send it to a post office. And so then I took it my phone, and I was like, hey, here's this. It says it's here. I thought it meant it was here. And then it wasn't actually going to finish because it can't be sent to a home address. And they're like, it should be on the desk here, but it's not. You'll just have to come back when it tells you that it's arrived. So I was like, okay. And then I looked, and that's when I saw it went down to Texas. So then the other day, I have no clue. So the other day I go back in because it says it's in Ankeny, because it was like, it's been processed at 1:36 in the morning. So then I went at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I was like, okay, it's got to be, they have to have gotten it by now.
Right.
But there's 2 post offices in Ankeny. One that gets all the packages, and then the other where, you know, the normal public can go into and get their mail and all that kind of jazz.
Yep.
And like, well, it's still sitting on a pallet probably in the other place, and they haven't unpacked it yet. And still today, and that was yesterday, still today I haven't gotten, if I refresh my page that I have just open now at the USPS packing thing, it is still sitting in the Ankeny post office at 1:36 a.m. So I was like, son of a gun.
You know what's really funny is that
I just want to get this model so I can paint it, build it, have it, not use it.
I would just say, let me go to that place and I'll
find it.
I'll unstack the pallet myself.
That's a door.
And then I'll restack your pallet, and it'll look better because I've been doing night stock my whole life.
So I want to stick the post office in the Phantom Zone.
I agree.
Take that. You can fly off in space while pounding on the glass. No.
Well, my uncle's a big honcho with the post office.
Give him a call and tell him, go pick up David's package.
Actually, you're supposed to report shit like this to your local postmaster.
I might. Because
You really should.
Because I'm kind of getting to the point where it's been almost... Because are we almost 2 weeks beyond Thanksgiving?
Almost.
Almost. I mean... So for that $20 for the Intercept, I expected it the day of that it was supposed to be here because it was in Des Moines, but whatever. I digress. Phantom Zone, USPS. Suck it.
Good riddance.
But I think that's it for our long 30 and nerdy afternoon delight.
Oh, well. Sometimes they're long.
Yeah.
More content for your ear.
I would like to end off with this. New Far Cry.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I was super excited for that. That's the entire reason I watched the Game Awards. Because I could really care less who won. Because in my mind, I don't care about, you know, what the critics say, because I like what I like, and you're not going to tell me different. Unless you agree with me, and then, yeah, go ahead and shower the game that I like with the praise that I think it deserves. But yeah, Far Cry, what is it, New Dawn?
Yep.
And I am super excited. And also, I love at the very end when... And I'm going to get this wrong. Joseph Seed? Jacob Seed? Which seed?
Joseph, I think.
Joseph.
One of the J seeds is like, I thought this would be the new Paradise. I was wrong. I love that he was in this and that.
Oh, I didn't know there was a trailer for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fucking trailer.
I'll have to check her out.
We will. Maybe I'll tack it on at the end. Or I could just find it and play it right now.
Yeah.
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 You have to open the MacBook up.
No. That takes so much effort.
It does. It's got a sturdy hinge on it. It's an Apple product.
That's right. Nah. That's one thing I hate about it is that if you touch the screen, it just goes.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I tried to get my wife to get a Windows PC, or laptop, but she didn't want to. I was like, all right, whatever, it's yours. You're going to be the one to deal with it. She's like, how do you do this? I was like, I don't know. I don't use Apple computers. Just start pushing buttons until something works. Hit the Apple key and something, and that's usually what it is.
It just works.
Yep. Just works.
Punch it.
Todd Howard.
Yeah. All right. Well, I
Who's
have
laughing
been
now?
not Todd Howard.
Oh, fat burn.
I love you, Todd Howard. Please don't send your Fallout police after me.
Bring on, bitch. Your game sucks.
Brady lives in Altoona,
Kind of.
somewhere, ish.
Technically Des Moines.
Okay, fine. He lives in Des Moines, South Side,
Fucking never.
East Side.
East side till I die, bitch.
East side rough
Brady,
rider.
you don't smoke near enough meth to be the East Sider.
You don't know me.
You still have your teeth. I think we're safe.
And they're in really good condition.
I wouldn't say that. I brush
They're-
twice a week, if that.
Brady, they're still in a condition. So that's how we know.
Yep.
Oh.
Let's eat this tree. I'm Brady. Goodbye.
And I'm AJ.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah.